If you're looking for a great pair of affordable headphones that offer noise cancelling, Bluetooth as well as a wired connection, then the JBL T760NCs might be a great fit for you. Hey, what up? It's your boy MobbJustice back again with another video, and for today we are talking about these the JBL T760s. Just looking at how they fare as an affordable pair of noise cancelling headphones. As always, this video is brought to you by the team over at Lion Media. Head on over to check out some of the crispiest photo, video and audio content. That's www.lionmedia.com. head on over, check it out and just see what the team can do for you. Now, anyone who knows me will tell you that I am a big audio head, and maybe not yet an audiophile because I quite frankly don't have the resources for some of the equipment involved, but someone who is definitely into audio. In fact, wherever I go, I always carry a set of these are just wired earbuds, and wherever I go I always make sure that I have some type of listening device on me. If you watched my festive season buying guide from 2020, then you know that I recommended a JBL speaker at the time. I generally like JBL products, how they look and feel, and especially how they sound. These headphones in particular, I picked them up in Dubai a couple of months ago when I was there, so it's been a great souvenir and something that I've been listening to and using almost on a daily basis. Listening to music, watching movies, consuming a lot of videos over on YouTube, and the occasional video editing session here and there. For this review, we're going to focus on 4 key areas. First is the design and build quality, the feature set, the sound quality, as well as some observations from my time using the headphones. But before we get into all of that, just looking at the unboxing experience, if you've ever unboxed JBL products, then you'll be quite familiar with this. Quite basic. You've got the box, and then inside it's just the headphones as well as some literature and manuals, and then you have the typical orange branded cable that comes with the headphones. In this particular case, it is USB-C. In terms of design and build quality, these are over-ear headphones, which means they cover the whole ear as opposed to being on ear, which is what I've typically been used to in terms of the headphones that I've owned. Professionally, I am a broadcaster and a podcaster, and in studio environments we tend to have a lot of over-ear style headphones that we use there, but for me this is the first over-ear style that I've owned personally. In terms of build quality, these headphones are mostly made of hardened plastic, but they do feel relatively good in the hand. At the same time, they are quite light for what they are, so if you're having extended listening sessions, pretty good from that point of view. And I like the design because they are foldable and they have a lot of adjustability in them. You can twist them, at the same time you can fold them and collapse them, which makes them a bit easier to actually pack away, especially if you have a compact backpack. They're also quite comfortable because they've got the foam, that's the padding on the actual cups. I found that I enjoy how comfortable that is. The headband also has its own foam, but it's quite small, relatively the area that is actually been covered by that foam, but for what it does, it's okay. You'll notice that the buttons are located on the right cup. There's a couple of controls. You've got a power button, you've got the noise cancelling button, and then you've also got volume up, volume down, and then a play pause button that's also there. Typically, I've been used to these controls being on the left cup, which means in this particular case, it took a bit of adjustment. We also have two indicator lights. One shows Bluetooth and battery status, and then the other one shows whether or not your active noise cancelling is on or off. Like any other headphones, you've got the L and the R, which indicates left and right, but in this particular case, the headphones themselves, the cups are angled, slightly, which means that they're most comfortable when you follow the way that they are, meant to be set up, the left being here and the right being on the other side. You can switch them, switch them over, and it will work, but it won't be as comfortable, especially for an extended listening session, as if you follow, the designated cups. The last thing you notice is that there is a connection for an aux cable. So basically an audio cable that is 3.5 millimeter on one side and 2.5 millimeter on the other side. I wish JBL would have just gone with a standard where you have 3.5 millimeter on both sides, but either way, I'm just happy that there is a headphone jack cable that is there as an advocate for that standard. In terms of features, these headphones use Bluetooth 5.0 in terms of connectivity, so you should be fine connecting to various Bluetooth devices. At the same time, they charge via USB Type-C. And speaking about charging, the battery itself is rated to last for an incredible 50 hours on one charge. That's without the active noise cancelling on. With active noise cancelling, that comes down to about 35 hours, and JBL says that for every 5 minutes of charging, you get 2 hours of playback time with the headphones. The headphones themselves don't really have a battery indicator, but because they use Bluetooth, you can use a device, whatever it is, a laptop, a streaming box, a mobile device, a tablet, to actually check the battery percentage. If you have an iPhone, for example, you can use one of those widgets that comes with the device to actually see how much power you have left in the headphones. Moving on to sound quality, it should be noted that these headphones can be listened to in 3 different modes. Obviously, you can connect, via an aux cable. You can connect as a simple Bluetooth, but the third one is connecting via Bluetooth with active noise cancelling on. As I said earlier on, I've actually been consuming a lot of content using these headphones, and most recently I listened to the new Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak album, and then at the same time I also watched the new Red Notice movie that's starring Ryan Reynolds as well as Dwayne The Rock Johnson, as a way to sort of gauge how these headphones work, for different types of content. Because these headphones are a JBL product, they're quite heavy on the bass, but that said, they do offer good clarity in terms of vocals and in terms of the mids, and I found that instrument separation is quite good when you're listening to music. The key feature of the T760s is that they do have active noise cancelling, and you do notice the difference when you use them. I've used them on a couple of flights recently as well, just to see that, because usually on a flight you've got the sound of the engine, people talking in the background, all of this different ambient sound, and they did a really good job of cancelling that out and sort of giving you that isolated feel. You do notice that noise cancelling, if you are quiet, right, nothing is playing, you just switch the button on and off, you do notice an immediate difference from that point of view. Whether or not it's comparable to Sony's XM4s or the AirPod Pros or the AirPods Max, that's another story, but for what they are, they work quite well. A couple of observations from my use of the T760s. Firstly, if you're using active noise cancelling, you do notice a difference in the sound. Without active noise cancelling, if you're listening to them on a wired connection and in the normal Bluetooth mode, they are a bit skewed in one direction. So for me, I hear more of the audio coming out on the right side as opposed to on the left side. It sounds pretty balanced, but you do notice that little nuance. When you do switch on the noise cancelling, the sound sort of becomes richer, it becomes bigger. But I've noticed that for my use, the sound now becomes balanced, where it's relatively equal on both the left and the right. I did take the headphones, for a couple of, gym and exercise sessions, and I do have to say that they do stay on. But that does come with the caveat that after some time, because they do encapsulate your ear, you do see a tendency for your ears to sort of start feeling like they're sweating. And in certain instances as well, outside of exercise, if you're in a very warm environment or in a hot place, your ears do start feeling like that if you do engage in an extended listening session. And then the last thing to note is the fact that if you're listening to these headphones in Bluetooth mode, where you actually switch them on and then you then plug in the aux cable, it automatically switches off the Bluetooth side of things, which means the headphones themselves just power down. It's just something that I noticed when I was using them. So in conclusion, I really like these headphones. I think if you're looking for something that's comfortable, that has active noise cancelling, and that you can use over extended listening sessions, this is probably a great pair. They're really good for listening to music as well as, consuming video type content. But more than anything else, I enjoyed the flexibility of being able to use both a wired and a wireless connection. There's been a big trend towards removing headphone jacks, for example, from mobile devices such as cell phones and tablets. But that really then takes away the choice from users about, how they want to listen. And I'm glad that these JBLs do offer that flexibility. As someone who spends a lot of time editing, especially video and some audio, I've noticed that these headphones are not, for me at least, they are not for that particular purpose, because the sound signature is not what I'm used to. And as I said earlier on, they're quite bass heavy. So it might influence, the end result from that point of view. I'd actually prefer something that was open backed to actually monitor audio from that point of view. But overall, a great pair of headphones for the price. I just wish that they did come with a carrying case, but what can you do, and that particular part of the market. So that's it. Are you in the market for a pair of headphones? What do you prefer? Do you prefer the little buds like this that we're talking about? Do you prefer something that's on ear like this, or are you okay with something that goes over the ears, such as these JBLs? You can let us know in the comments, how much are you willing to spend on headphones? Is active noise cancelling something that you're keen about, or is it something that you can do without? You can let us know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
This is Muffs Too Much, and you're watching MobbJustice TV. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. We're there on YouTube. Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe.
No.